Makhachev is so good. He's so good that he head kicked Alexander Volkanovski in the rematch. He submits everybody. He submitted Dustin Poirier. He's a monster. When he gets guys on the ground, he just crushes. IslamMakhachev is huge. How he makes 155, I don't understand. Every time I stand next to him, like, how are you 155?
How much do you think he walks around?
He's got to be 190-ish. It's not a 155-pound man. It's just so...
IslamMakhachev versus Jackdellamaddalena is set to headline the UFC 322 fight card, and anticipation is through the roof. Fans are expecting a tightly contested battle, but Makhachev is leaving no room for chance. He's been grinding through an intense training camp, determined to handle business with precision and dominance. His preparation has been so fierce that even Joe Rogan has taken notice, praising the lightweight champ's focus and work ethic as he gears up for what could be one of the most intriguing matchups of the year. Joe Rogan has been openly impressed by IslamMakhachev's size and training, often calling him a physically imposing presence in the lightweight division. He frequently mentions how surprising it is that Makhachev can even make the 155-pound limit given his thick frame, broad back, and solid build. Rogan highlights Makhachev's incredible strength in grappling, pointing out how he uses his raw power and perfect leverage to completely overwhelm opponents on the ground, making him one of the most dominant forces in the sport today.
Big dude. Yeah. When I interview him in the cage afterwards, I'm always like, how?
Really?
How are you 155?
Yeah.
How?
I know.
How?
I know.
He's thick as... He's got a giant back.
Yeah.
And when he gets a hold of guys, it's like he's just got this leverage, this grappling squeeze that it's... I remember when he fought Drew Dober, and like when he got Dober down to the ground, I was like, that's a...
Joe Rogan has praised the evolution of IslamMakhachev's striking, noting that it's become a legitimate threat on its own, not just a setup for his wrestling. He pointed to Makhachev's stunning head kick knockout of Alexander Volkanovski as a clear example of his high fight IQ and increasingly well-rounded skill set. Rogan emphasized that Islam is no longer just a grappling machine, he's a complete fighter. He also admitted that he wouldn't have advised Volkanovski to take the rematch on short notice, stressing that Makhachev is simply too sharp, too technical, and too dangerous to face without a full training camp.
It's much, much better than it was when he was younger. He's a threat everywhere. Like when he knocked out Volk with that high kick. Yeah. Granted, crazy. But granted, if I was in Volk's corner, I would say, no, you're not taking it. You've been drinking beer and eating kebabs. Like, there's no way you're taking this fight on 10 days' notice. I don't care how confident you are. I don't care how much you like fighting. That's a crazy thing. I don't care how much money they're paying you. Because you look at the slide that his career took, right? He arguably won that first fight with Islam. Very close fight. Loses a decision. Or was it a draw?
It was a decision. Was it a draw? That's actually a good...
Daniel Cormier also believes IslamMakhachev's striking is heavily underrated, pointing out that he dominated Dustin Poirier in a largely stand-up battle, controlling all 5 rounds before securing the late submission. Despite that performance, Cormier noted that many fans still gave Poirier more credit than Makhachev, simply because Islam made it look effortless. According to DC, that's the problem. Makhachev's dominance is so smooth and calculated that people tend to overlook just how complete his game really is. Cormier also believes the real tests for Islam now lie at welterweight, where he'll no longer be fighting smaller opponents and will finally have to face fighters his own size, or even bigger.
He's a much better striker than people give him credit for. He won all the rounds against Dustin Poirier in a fight that was pretty much all striking. Everybody's like, wait, Dustin Poirier fought him? It was literally 5 rounds to 0 and he got submitted.
It's almost like Poirier got his licks, but he got dominated.
He got beat because Islam's been so good. You judge him different. There are way more interesting fights for him at 170 because of the size difference than there is at 155. Because right now, when was the last time he had to finish someone? He finished Charles for the belt.
Volk.
Fought Volk. That was close. Didn't finish him, but the second time he finished Volk.
Second time, finished Moicano.
Finished Moicano. Finished Dustin Poirier. Beats them all because they're just...
However, Philip Rowe is siding with Jackdellamaddalena over IslamMakhachev, expressing doubts about Islam's ability to handle the size and physicality at welterweight. Rowe believes that Jack has the strength and durability to withstand Makhachev's takedowns, get back to his feet, and slowly wear him down with relentless pressure and power shots. In Rowe's view, Jack's striking and grit would eventually overwhelm Islam, leading to a late finish and a major statement win. At 170 pounds,
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man? Chillin'. Hey, now listen, you're welterweight, you've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170? my personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So
Right.
we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in the fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM's shots.
Right.
I think personally he'll stop.
Robert Whitaker also believes Jack Della Maddalena has what it takes to beat islamMakhachev, citing Jack's size, solid frame, and highly underrated jiu-jitsu as key factors. According to Whitaker, Jack is notoriously difficult to hold down, which could pose serious problems for a grappler like Islam. He also praised Jack's sharp boxing, especially his crisp hands and vicious body shots, noting that consistent attacks to the midsection could wear Makhachev down and make it harder for him to shoot effectively. In Whitaker's eyes, Jack's well-rounded skill set and physicality give him a real shot at pulling off the upset.
JDM beat Islam in your opinion?
I can see it's not playing out very much like it did with Dom. But Jack's bigger. He's got a different frame. He's a hard dude to try and hold down. I think his jiu-jitsu is very underrated. He has good jiu-jitsu.
Who'll give?
Not to mention, Jack has really good hands. If he can work the body, which makes it harder to shoot on. To give is
Similarly, Israel Adesanya has predicted that Jack Della Maddalena will finish islamMakhachev, confidently stating that Islam won't be able to handle Jack's scrambles or his ability to recover and reset once he gets back to his feet. Adesanya praised Jack's composure, timing, and striking precision, saying that once the fight turns into a striking exchange, it'll be all Jack. He expressed full confidence in Della Maddalena's ability to pull off the win and even mentioned that he plans to attend the fight in person to witness what he believes will be a statement-making performance.
Della is going to get it done. Islam would feel like he bit off more than he chewed once he gets in there with him because his scrambles are crazy, and I feel he's going to knock him out because I just think he's not going to be able to hand with him on the scrambles, or when he gets back up, I really think he's going to get him, and I can't wait for that.
Meanwhile, Luke Rockhold views islamMakhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena as a tough and exciting matchup between two of his favorite fighters in the UFC, along with Ilia Topuria. While he has great respect for Jack's striking and underrated wrestling, Rockhold believes Islam's lifelong grappling pedigree gives him the edge in this fight. That said, he acknowledges that Jack's size and physicality could present serious challenges, especially with Islam moving up to welterweight. Having trained with Makhachev, Rockhold noted the noticeable size gain and said he's genuinely curious to see how Islam's strength and technique translate against naturally bigger opponents like Jack.
Do you see him beating JDM to win that welterweight title?
Tough fight. That's a very tough fight. It's going to be interesting. You know, I think those are my three favorite fighters in the UFC right now. You go Islam, Topuria, and JDM. He's fun to watch. So, I mean, that's going to be a great fight. You know, he's no slouch at wrestling, but you have a guy that's wrestled his whole life and grappled his whole life versus JDM. He's kind of like, he's secondary on that, but, you know, you never know. He's a bigger guy. So, you know, we'll see how Islam, how he bulks up and how he looks. He looks a lot bigger than what I remember. I used to train with him forever. So, I mean, he's definitely grown. You know, we'll see how he carries the...
Moreover, Dustin Poirier believes the outcome of islamMakhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena will largely hinge on the early rounds. If Islam secures the takedown early, Poirier sees him controlling the fight and likely winning. But if Jack can stuff the initial takedowns and keep the fight standing, Dustin believes his sharp boxing and physicality could create serious problems for Islam. He also pointed out that while Islam's striking may appear awkward at times, it's deceptively effective mainly because opponents are always second-guessing, worried about the takedown threat that looms behind every movement.
Think he beats Jack Della Maddalena?
I think we'll find out first, second round how much trouble he has getting him down. I think if he gets those takedowns, he's going to get the win. If Jack can stop those takedowns, which he does have good takedown defense, I think the boxing and the size could wear on Islam and give him some problems. But Islam, his striking is, you know, awkward and different. You have to worry so much about the takedown. You can't plant your feet and throw off those number combinations and really rip and sit on your punches because he's going to change levels. So it changes the way you fight. Well, for me, it did. I'm speaking from experience. So we'll see how Jack approaches and how Jack executes out there. But if you're worried about takedowns, you know, your shots are different. You're not sitting on everything and standing in front of the guy. You're trying to move and be light on your feet. I think the first two rounds will tell us how to fight.
Dustin Poirier explained that islamMakhachev is physically built for welterweight, describing him as a naturally big, strong fighter who could very well thrive in the higher division. He noted that Islam has the frame and strength to compete with the larger athletes at 170 pounds, but the real test will come against someone like Jack Della Maddalena, Poirier emphasized that the early exchanges, particularly how Jack handles the takedown attempts, will set the tone for the entire fight. If Jack can stay upright and create space, things could get very interesting.
Islam, what's your thoughts on him moving up to welterweight?
He's a big guy. I think he's going to fill into that weight. He's a really big 155. So I think he's going to, his lifestyle outside of training camp is going to be a little more comfortable, and he'll fill into that weight class no problem. He's going to be, he could be champion there for sure.
How do you think he does against JDM?
I think the beginning of the fight's going to tell the story, like how well JDM does at getting up, how well JDM does at keeping Islam off of his feet, off of his legs, off of the cage. It's tough to call that because JDM's a big guy, athletic. I'm excited about that. A lot of fun fights in it.
Former welterweight champion Belal Muhammad is backing islamMakhachev to win by using his elite wrestling to control Jack-Della-Maddalena. He praised Islam's discipline and ability to stick to a game plan, admitting that this was something he personally struggled with during their own fight. While Bello felt he won 3 rounds against Makhachev, he acknowledged it wasn't convincing enough and that his tendency to drift away from the strategy during striking exchanges cost him. He emphasized that Islam's focus and composure in executing his plan is what sets him apart, and every fight, even the close ones, offers valuable lessons.
I think Islam versus JDM goes down. Honestly, I think Islam probably take it down. Like, Islam's wrestled really good. Like, even with me, I really commit to it, I took it down. Their team's so good at, like, hacking it, game plan and sticking to it. You said that you kind of abandoned the game plan a little. You think if you got a rematch, you would change the game plan a bit? No, I mean, honestly, I think I won 3 rounds, but you have to go out there and make it more clear. When you get into the cage and you're fighting, right, you get into that, like, all right, I feel like striking it. Let's keep going. I was doing well with it. Let's keep going. If your coach is trying to get you to focus on the game plan again, it's like, man, I'm doing well with it. You're thinking you're doing better than you are. Every fight you gain something.
Meanwhile, Merab Dvalishvili's coach, John Wood, weighed in on the potential clash between Jack-Della-Maddalena and islamMakhachev, calling it an intriguing, stylistic battle. He noted that Jack has already faced opponents with wrestling-heavy approaches, giving him some experience dealing with that kind of pressure. While Wood believes Jack clearly holds the edge in striking, he emphasized that the real key to the fight lies in whether Jack can consistently stop Islam's takedowns. If he can keep the fight standing, Wood sees a clear path to victory for Jack. But that's a big if when dealing with someone as relentless and technical as
I think that's a great fight. I feel like if Jack keep building upon what he did in his, in against Lal, I mean, he's seen that style now from a champion, and it's very similar to what Islam's going to do. I think Islam does it a little bit better. So as long as Jack is improving and keeping getting better and his confidence is there, it's very interesting. I feel like on the feet, I think Jack's got him on the feet. It's just obviously if that takedown defense can hold up, that's the...
John Wood admits that at this stage, it's tough to bet against islamMakhachev. He explained that until someone truly figures him out, Islam remains the clear favorite in any matchup. Koot pointed out how well Islam's striking blends with his grappling, making his takedown setups even more dangerous. While he acknowledged that there are a few small gaps in Islam's game, he also emphasized that no one has been able to fully expose them yet. He believes Jack-Della-Maddalena could be the guy to pose real problems, if he can crack the code. But for now, Wood isn't betting against Islam. So, that's all we have from today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts and predictions about this fight in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on this highly anticipated showdown.